İstemedi aldık da. Ah, something is.
Is he writing anything? Olcan. Why?
I'm calling the Olcan.
Okay. By the way, we're live on YouTube right now. So, okay. So, if you want, we can start.
Okay.
One
Is
of the girls is just having a problem with logging on, so she's gonna come join me. I'm just gonna unlock my door.
Okay. Okay, so we can start. Okay, what about? I guess. So we are live on YouTube right now. So hello and welcome to our exchange we're going to do with friends from South Africa. And today our topic is cultures mainly, and we will talk about that. So let's start with a little bit introduction. So my name is Tuna. I am the head exchange officer of IVSA Elazığ. And who wants to continue? Altu?
Yes, I can. My name is Altu. This is the fourth year of the university and third year of the IVSA. And I am the member of exchange team. And today I will give you information about Turkish culture and some stuffs. That's all. Thank you.
Yaren?
And I'm Yaren. This is my fourth year of the university and also fourth year of my IVSA. I'm also exchange officer, so like everyone.
I'm Leah. I'm the exchange officer for South Africa, and I'm also in my fourth year of study.
Asya, do you want to go?
Okay. I'm Asya. I'm starting my fourth year in university, and this is also my fourth year in IVSA. I'm an exchange officer in IVSA, and that's it.
And Arslan?
Hello, my name is Ahmed. I'm the president of the IVSA Elazığ. Like that. Ceyda.
I'm Yaren.
Hello, I'm Ceyda. This is my fifth year in faculty, and I am. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks to you.
I'm good.
I'm Sarah. Obviously a vet student here at OPU.
Hello. Well, nice to meet you. And this is us, IVSA Elazığ.
And we have one member too. She's our newest member, Irmak.
Yeah, hi, I'm Irmak. This is my second year in college, and I'm just a fresh new member of this membership.
And that's all.
Yeah,
That's we are.
Anyone else from IVSA gonna speak
Hi,
or
guys.
not?
Okay, yeah, I'm Cecilia and I'm currently in fifth year.
Nice to meet you,
Hello everyone,
Cecilia.
I'm Sarah. Sorry, please excuse all the fridges behind me. I'm in my kitchen. But I'm Dara de Almeida, and I'm a third year Virgin Science student in South Africa, and I'm also part of the IVSA committee. I'm our community engagement representative.
And hi, I'm Nicola. I'm also fourth year with Leah and Sarah.
Nice to meet you all. We didn't miss anyone, right?
Not currently, I don't think.
Okay. So if you want, we can start the exchange.
We started. Oh, someone is want to join.
Okay.
I accept his invitation too. Amira, I guess his name.
Oh, I guess we lost the connection.
Yes, we are. He's not here right now. So we are the start the presentation, right, Tuna?
let's talk. If you guys want to start, you can go first. It's okay for us. Yeah.
I really don't mind. Hey, I thought you guys were gonna go first.
Okay, let's start first. Then our first presentation will be from Altu.
Yes, hi again. I want to special thank for you because this is our this is our second online exchange, and this is my first online exchange, and I'm so excited. I will share my screen with you. You can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hi again, everybody, and today I will give you information about Turkey and Turkish culture, and this presentation includes the geographical location and history, language, traditional handcraft, Turkish folk dances, and historical touristic place. First of all, geographical location. You can see in the map, the Turkey is strategically between Asia and Europe and have a side Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea, which is this reasons Anatolia and Turkey is so important because so many civilization is established in here and they left us magnificent cultural heritage. And our history, as the Turks, we have a large and extensive history. Every starts with the Göktürks in Central Asia and then continues with the Selçuks and Ottomans in Middle East and Anatolia. As the Turks, we have a lot of Turkish states, but these three is the most important them because they much longer survived if we compare the other Turkish states. And as I said, first of all, the Göktürks, they settled down in Central Asia, and they ruled 200 years Turks successfully. When the Mongol invasion starts, they collapsed and devastate, and the other Turkish groups was emerge. And this is the map of their migration location. And we interested and talk about the Oghuz groups because they are the real ancestors of the Turks, the modern Turks, I'd say. And the Selçuks are under these groups, and Selçuks they are tired of this migration situation and they want to settle down someplace, and they choose as their rivals Byzantines. In that time, they are located on Anatolia, and they start a war against them in 1071, the Battle of Manzikert, and they won this fight and opened the gate of Anatolia, the other Turkish groups, with those groups. And this is the illustrations about the war and the great leader of Selçuk Alparslan, the Selçuk's great leader. When they settled and established in Anatolia, they ruled 300 years Turks successfully, but the time comes, they collapse and devastate because of the economic devastation and throne wars and the fight between successors, and they collapse. The other Turkish states was emerged, and one of them is the Ottomans. You can see in the map, the orange one, and you can see they are so small piece of land in Anatolia, but the end of the war, end of their time, they have a lot of lands. They joined World War I against the German side, and they are lost with the Germans, and then they signed a treaty of service with the British, and British gave them a small piece of land in Anatolia, and they split their territories with another nations, such as Greece, Italy, France. But some of the Ottoman soldiers can stand this situation and start the War of Independence. And War of Independence with local people which live in Anatolia, and then they won the fight against the other nations and found a modern Turkey after the post-revolutions, after the war revolutions. And this is the illustrations about War of Independence. And the right image, one man standing some creature. This man is so important because we owe everything in modern Turkey. This man, and this man is Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the great leader of the Turks, father of the Turks. And these 6 arrows in the right image represent the revolutions after the war. And language and culture. As a Turkish is a language with a deep rotated history and various dialects in different regions. Historically, Turkish has been influenced by culture such as China, Iran, and Arab. Because when the migration times, these nations are neighbor, and we are inspired and influenced that vocabulary and culture. So we enrich the vocabulary of Turkish. And this is the image of book written by Uyghur Turks. Uyghur Turks is another Turkish state, and this book is written by Uyghur alphabet. And about the Turk and Mongols mythology, this is the proof of inspired and influenced the other nations. And Turkish literature has also been influenced by this historical evolution and contains the rich contents. And this is another great Turkish literature, which is Bilge Kağan inscriptions. Bilge Kağan is the great leader of the Göktürks, and these inscriptions erected by his younger son, Bilge Kağan. And these inscriptions about the great leader of Göktürks, Bilge Kağan, is giving advice to the Turkish nation and his successors how challengeful the ruling a continent, ruling a state and country, and their continuous efforts with his brother Kültigin. And traditional handcraft. We have a lot of traditional handcraft. First of all, Ebru. Ebru, or paper marbling, is the art of creating colorful patterns by brushing color pigments on a pen of oil water and then transferring this pattern to a special paper. And it is believed that this technique was invented in 13th century of historical Turkestan. The other Turkish handicraft is ceramic. Ceramic is a material produced by firing a non-metallic mineral and shaping into a unique object. But as a Turks, we have made more unique this ceramics because we process a different motifs on it, and we decorate and we process unique motifs on it. And the best thing with we have accomplished with ceramics, best thing ceramics is the blue mosque. We decorated inside of the blue mosque this ceramics, and this is the image of the blue mosque. We all decorated inside this with the ceramics, and this is the blue mosque. Is located on Istanbul. And waving rugs. Waving rugs is the finest craft the Turks have accomplished, I guess, because every waving rugs has always been a good gold standard and covers the floor all around the world. They made exclusively by hand, and they are not using a machine. They are doing by hand, and the made of They can made of silk, wool, or a wool and cotton blend. The dyes they use to painting these rugs all made from natural materials such as rose madder, indigo, and onion skin, etc. And the oldest records of rugs comes from the Çatalhöyük area. And if you translate this word to English, Potbelly Hill, this is the oldest settlement ever to be discovered, and I will mention that area in cultural place, touristic place, I'm sorry. And traditional musics and dances. As you can see in the map, we have a lot of region, and each region have their own dances, and each dance have their own unique music. First of all, I will make a definition of this dances, and then I will show you a video about the dance. First of all, Horon. Horon is a dance of Black Sea people region, and it's characterized by distinct short steps. Actually, the Horon word came from the Greek word, which is choros, and I searched the meaning of this word, and it means dance. And it came from the Greek words. And Horon was the originally Laz peoples pagan dance, and Laz peoples are the small ethnic group in Turkey. And Horons appear very different from the folk dance in other parts of the country with their formation of tempo. And they are warning, we have 10 minutes remaining. Okay. Tempo and rhythm and measure. Horons are performed generally by groups. It is very difficult to performing with every instrument. For this reason, perform with a davul and zurna. And if you want to catch a true melodies of Horon, you have to play a different version of zurna, which is called jura. And I will mention a lot in this part of my presentation, davul and zurna, and it's a Turkish instrument. Davul, the left man is in this image. Left man is carrying a davul, different kind of drum, and the other man is carrying and playing zurna, and zurna a different version of flute, I guess. The other dance is zeybek. Zeybek is a folk dance associated with Aegean region, and always be performed with male dancers. And these male dancers have a unique name, which is Efe. And when they perform this dance, they wear a specific and traditional cloth with Aegean region. And that's all about the zeybek. And the other dance is teke. Teke is associated with the Mediterranean region and performed with a group and characterized by lively rhythmic movements and dynamic choreography. And teke dance is emerged from the movements of rams trained to impress their females during the autumn season, and it came into existence when the shepherds were influenced by these movements and started imitating them. The other and final cultural folk dance is halay. Halay is known and performed of many regions in Turkey, and you can assure about that every people in Turkey have an idea how can they perform the halay, and mostly performed with davul and zurna. And this is the videos about the dances.
Can you teach me your favorite dance move?
The voice is coming for you, right?
Yes.
Video's voice. Okay, thank you, Ahmet. Delilo is some kind of version of halay. Tekke is Mediterranean dance. Horon is dance of Black Sea region people. It's a pagan dance. And the other video.
Can you teach me your favorite dance move?
Hop tek oyna ayalım. Bir ayağına bir bu yana zıpla
Can you teach me your favorite dance move?
Again, tekke.
Anan geldi, baban geldi. Can you teach me your favorite dance move? Can you teach me your favorite dance move? Can you teach me your favorite dance move? Yeah!
This is the dance, a different dance from the Turkey. And finally, and last part of my presentation, historical and touristic places. First of all, fairy chimneys. Fairy chimneys are located in Nevşehir, and this is every morning 100 balloons float over the Göreme and creating a most beautiful view you can see in the third image. And this is not only can do in Cappadocia, you can always you can do a trekking in some valleys such as Ihlara and Monastery. Also, if you visit one day these places, you can stay in a cave hotels and enjoy your trip. The other historical place is Ephesus ancient city. Ephesus located on Izmir, and in Greek times this was one of the 12 cities of Ionia, and this place also UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are too many places to visit in Ephesus, such as Celsius Library, Temple of Artemis, the House of Virgin Mary, and Ephesus Antique Theater. The other touristic place is Cotton Castle. This is located on Denizli, and the Hierapolis was built on the top of the Traventin Formation. Hierapolis is the ancient Greek city. It's well known for the mineral-rich thermal waters flowing down by Traventin. You can see in the fourth image. And nearby the hillside, this mineral has formed white water pools over the 1,000 years. And if you stay hotels nearby the Cotton Castle, you can benefit the hot spring water. And the final location is Potbelly Hill. This is the oldest known building complex in the world. 7,000-year oldest the Stone Age, and a few years ago Stone Age is the oldest known building, and now this is the Potbelly Hill. And this place location is Şanlıurfa, the province of Turkey, and this place also UNESCO World Heritage Site. In the first image you can see two high obelisks were placed in the middle of the structure, and the human and animal motifs are embroidered on it. And this is all my presentations. As I said before, we have an extent and large history, so many handicrafts, so many traditional musics, so many touristic places, but this is the most important of them. And I assure you, you can have an idea, a small idea of Turkey. Thank you for listening to me. Time is so close to end. So I think we refresh the meeting and continue then.
We'll be right back after the break, and we will send you the link.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Leah.
Do we have missing people?
I think we do, but they should join throughout, hopefully.
Okay, we can wait. It's okay. How was it so far? Did you guys like it?
I really liked it. It was amazing seeing especially all the different colors and the like pottery and even the handmade rugs and all the places. It looks so beautiful. I just want to go now.
I have to agree with Cecilia. It was amazing.
Please come.
Come, we are waiting here.
And
Of course, we are waiting you. Please come.
No, that really was a beautiful presentation. Well done. I'm kind of feeling bad about my one now.
No, I believe it's going to be fine too. Thank you, Altu.
You're welcome.
Are we ready, by the way? I am.
Yeah, I think we can start, and I'll just
Okay.
message the people who aren't here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go on, yani.
Okay. Hello, guys. My presentation is about, as Thomas said, Turkish cuisine. But firstly, pay attention, please, because the images you will see soon may make your mouth water. Plan ahead of what you will eat after the presentation, or you can exchange with us and enjoy these flavors. And the first one is mantı. Imagine Italian ravioli made of dough rather than pasta, a third of the size, and stuffed with tomato sauce, garlic yogurt, and chili pepper infused melted butter. The mantı can be shown both dried in a vacuum packs, but the very best is handmade, and homemade, as restaurants can be a bit shy with the garlic. And as you see in the first photo, the minced meat is put into the dough and closed, then is boiled and served with yogurt, and it closes like this. And the second one is ready to serve, mantı. Can you guys see my slide? Yes, you can see. And the second one is lahmacun. Flat and crispy lahmacun is like a pizza served with a topping of minced meat, salad, and lemon juice on bread, and can be wrapped, folded in half, or pulled apart to eat. It's a famous street food in Turkey that you will find all over the country. And the first photo, you can see the drink named ayran. I think you guys heard ayran before. Ayran is made with yogurt, some water, and some salt. And when you mix them, it is ayran, and it's ready to drink. And we love to drink ayran with every meal, every time. And shish kebab. Shish or shish kebab is succulent, perfectly square cuts of lamb or chicken grilled on skewers, or have it wrapped in a bread and served in a plastic sleeve to catch the dripping fat. Even its most famous dish and incredibly diverse. Wikipedia lists 37 varieties using beef, lamb, or chicken, either minced, cubed, or thinly sliced, either plated or wrapped, and served with salad, sauces, and pickle. And you can see in the first photo, it's served with wheat pilav and some onions. And the second one is, you can see, döner. If you like sandwiches, you will surely love döner. Try the kebab sandwich made with chicken. And the first photo is chicken döner, lamb or beef. And the second one is beef döner, served with the fresh vegetables, spices, and the garlic yogurt. The meat is cooked full of savor, and a vertical cooking appliance with a rotating split for roasting and barbecuing meat. Sliced meats are filled into a stacked döner with fresh vegetables and sauce. And we love to eat döner with ayran also, and again and again. Çiğ köfte. Çiğ köfte was one of the most interesting dishes we had in Turkey. It's a Turkish raw meat dish made with either beef or lamb, commonly served, called as a meze or a wrap. And the first photo is a meze, and the second one is a wrap version. In its traditional form, çiğ köfte is made with finely ground fatless raw beef, kneaded into a thick mixture with a wheat and a host of the ingredients like onions, tomatoes, fresh mint, parsley, and spices. And yaprak sarma, stuffed grape leaves. Vine leaves wrapped around a filling of rice and onion flavored with mint, currant, pepper, and cinnamon are steamed to prepare what is an extremely healthy yaprak sarma. It's a traditional food in Turkey that's packed with an enormous amount of flavors. The preparation of this dish is a bit time consuming, but it's all worth it. You can see in the first photo, sarma served with yogurt. And it's how to do that. Second one. And lokum, Turkish delight. It's a famous thing in Turkey. Turkish delight or lokum refers to a family of gelatinous confections commonly engineered with different flavors like rose water, mastic, bergamot, orange, or lemon. It's an iconic dessert or candy in Turkish cuisine that's typically cut and eaten in small cubes, dusted with powdered sugar to prevent clinging. Lokum is one of the most popular Turkish souvenirs food items. You can see in the first photo, it's made with rose water, and the second one made with pomegranate. And generally, when you can see in the third photo, generally when we drink Turkish coffee, we eat lokum as a sugar. And I want to show you a video about the Maraş ice cream. Maraş ice cream is a special ice cream in Turkey because it's special because it doesn't melt and it's made from goat milk. It's special because of the taste and it's funny way it's served. And I'm going to show you a video about how it is served. And a man who is served is called in Turkey Maraş man.
Extra. My friend.
And finally, she can eat her ice cream. And the last one is baklava. I think you guys heard baklava before. Maybe you didn't, but baklava is also a famous dessert in Turkey. Traditionally, baklava is oven baked and consists of up to 40 layers of delicate, transparent pastry topped with a layer of finely chopped nuts and butter. Once out of the oven, it is seasoned and topped with a sweet traditional syrup. And that's all my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Yaren.
You're welcome.
And our next presentation will be by Asya, and it will be about wildlife in Turkey.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Hi, I will be talking about the wildlife in Turkey. First, I want to start with the leopard. Its fur is marked with rosettes, and it is similar to jaguar, but of course there are differences, like the leopard is smaller and it has a lighter physique, and its rosettes are generally smaller, more densely packed, and there are no central spots. Panthera pardus thuliana is a leopard subspecies native to the Iranian plateau and its surroundings, including Turkey, the Caucasus, Iran, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, and possibly Pakistan. Second, the lynx. Lynx has short hair, characteristic tufts of black hair on their ears, large padded paws to walk on the snow, and long whiskers. In the Anatolian part of Turkey, the Eurasian lynx, the Caucasian lynx to be more specific, is present in the Lesser Caucasus, Kachkar Mountains, and Artvin Province. The European lynx is native to the European, Central Asian, and Siberian forests. and it is the largest in size compared to the other linked subspecies. The striped hyena is a species of hyena native to North and East Africa, the Middle East, the Caucasus, Central Asia, and the Indian subcontinent, and it is the only extant species of genus Hyena. The wolf is probably the most important wild animal in Turkey because it is a sacred animal and a national symbol in Turkic and Mongol mythology, and it represents bravery, strength, pride, and agility, and it is talked about in many legends. It's also known as the gray wolf, and it's a large canine native to Eurasia and North America, and is considered the ancestors of today's domestic dogs. And Turkey has an estimated population of about 7,000 wolves, and outside Turkey, the Middle East population only goes up to 1,000 to 2,000. The wild boar is a swine native to Eurasia and North Africa, and it has been introduced to the Americas and Oceania. And the species is now one of the widest ranging mammals in the world, as well as the most widespread swift form. The Anatolian boar is a wild boar endemic to Turkey, Levant, Israel, and Transcaucasia, and it's likely to be the ancestors of today's domestic pigs. Flamingos are a type of wading bird, and there are 4 flamingo species distributed throughout the Americas and 2 species native to Upper Eurasia. And in Turkey, there are 2 places that flamingos can breed. One is the Salt Lake, and second is Izmir Bird Paradise. In Izmir Bird Paradise, the natural breeding islands disappeared due to natural disasters. So as a result, there were artificial islands made, and those artificial islands become world's biggest artificial breeding islands. Vipera amaditis is a viper subspecies found in Southern Europe, the Balkans, the parts of Middle East, and is reputed to be the most dangerous viper in Europe because it's very large and it has long fangs, and it has high venom toxicity. In Turkey, it can be found in Thrace and the Black Sea region. Lastly, the Eurasian otter is a semi-aquatic mammal. It's native to Eurasia, and it is endangered in Turkey too, as well as the whole world. So there are important rules of its protecting and its hunting. And it can be found in famous lakes, streams, and rivers such as Manavgat River and Dicle River. And I want to show you some other wild animals as pictures. Of course, what I talked about on these pictures are not all the wild animals in Turkey, but that's all I'm going to be talking about. And thank you for listening to me.
Okay, thank you, Asya.
Thank you.
And next presentation will be by me, and it will be about endemics of Turkey. So, okay, let's start. Okay, you can see me and hear me, right? Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start with Turkish Angora. A balanced, graceful cat with fine silky coat that shimmers with every movement. They have long, muscular body beneath it. They're good-natured but determined cats. They love playing with you. They're very playful. They're so important for us. That's why the government of Turkey, in conjunction with the Ankara Zoo, began breeding program to protect and preserve the pure white Angora cats with blue and amber eyes, a program that still continues today. So they're so unique with their eyes. So their eyes are large, almond shaped, slightly upward with open expression. Each eye color can include much variation within the fine spectrum, like blue, sky blue to sapphire, green, gooseberry to emerald, green gold, gold or amber eye that carries greenish cast or ring. And we have a Turkish one. It's actually very similar cats, but they're originally coming from Middle East, and they're semi-long hair cats. And they take 3 to 5 years to reach their full maturity and development. They're same, they're energetic, they're good family cats. But their most unique feature is that they have one blue and one green eye. That's why they're so unique for us. And we have Angora goat. These were named Angoras because they were best raised in Angora. Now Ankara actually is our capital city. And they're generally smaller than other domestic goats and sheep. Both sexes are horned and ears are long and dropping. We are mainly producing them for mohair and meat. And we have a Denizli rooster. It has been a symbol of both Denizli city and province for at least 900 years. They're actually very colorful roosters, and they have a deep crest with a distinctive squirrel tail. Its neck and legs are long and slate blue. It has a pink type crest, and its face and earlobes are red. But unfortunately, they're not very fertile birds. And like I said, their tone are so unique. That's why we're classifying them according to their tone and clearness. And Denizli people really love this animal. That's why they have a statue of this animal in the middle of their cities, like you can see in the second photo here. It's funny for me. And we have Anadolu Sultan Tazısı. Compared to many other sight hounds, the Turkish Greyhound is relatively short, but they're very good and determined hunters, often chasing down their prey, such as rabbits, foxes, and partridges. And they are one of actually the first breed to bred for hunting. And fun fact is actually their name coming from Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent. We know that he used to take this dog for hunting, and that's why we named these dogs after him. And the most and probably fun part for me, Kangal Shepherd Dog. Kangals originally bred in Sivas city, and these canines hold one of the scariest records in all of dog kind. Typically used as a protection dog against wolves, bears, and jackals in native Turkey. They have the strongest bite out of any breed in the world. They are actually stronger than a bulldog and a pit bull and maybe a cane horse. Their massive bite only became an issue when their families are treated, and other than that, they are really good with their owners, children, and everybody with the people. But it doesn't mean they're good with other pets. So we don't recommend to you that if you have a Kangal, don't buy any dog or any cat. It can be dangerous because they are actually really massive dogs, like you can see in this picture. You don't see them every day in Turkey, but if you see them, it's funny because it's so huge that that's why, and they cannot carry this dog just one person. It needs two persons to carry one dog, like two people, two leashes, and one giant dog. They're actually very scary. And that's the end of my presentation. I'm sorry, my dog is crying, by the way. I hope it's not bothering you.
No, don't stress. I didn't even hear it till you mentioned it.
Yes, we didn't hear Maya.
Okay. She used to be a stray, so it's a little bit hard for us.
Oh, cute man.
Thank you. So our next presentation will be from Arslan. Where are you? Okay, I find you.
Hello, give me just a second. I have some. Yes, yeah. Okay. My name is Ahmet Arslan, and today I will give you some information about the first sea turtle rescue center, Dekamer, as for short, and the Karetta presence in Turkey. There are 8 sea turtle species in the world. Only the Karetta and Karetta Maidas nest on Turkish beaches. According to the data collected in 2019, it is guessed that Turkey has around 4,000 Karetta nests in total. Let's give high. Yeah, one of the provinces where many nests are seen is Muğla. This is Muğla. As you can see, here's Muğla, and this is a Dalyan right here. Dalyan and İztuzu Beach. İztuzu Beach, Dalyan is a part of Muğla. Although it's a place that attracts many tourists, there is attempt to create safe zones for Karettas. These safe zones are also presented as attraction points, adding them to the touristic value of the region. Yeah, Dalyan and Köyceğiz are one of the most extraordinary, unique, and stunning areas in Europe. İztuzu Beach won the Best Open Space Award by the Times 2008. Oh, yes. These locations are parts of Muğla, Dalyan, and Köyceğiz. Thanks to Dekamer, we can track Karettas online. They have some names on here and some species, some age, some information about them. Certain medical emergencies are also possible, like monitoring the beach to protect nests and tag adult females, and rescue and rehabilitation operations. Yeah. Now, when karatas hatch, they try to follow the moonlight. But if there are other sources of light nearby that can attract the hatchlings and cause many of them to die. So, not only the nest should be protected from external dangers, the area around them should also contain no artificial light. Give a high five. Yeah. The first Sea Turtle Rescue Center, DKM, was founded in 2008 in Turkey to help save injured turtles in collaboration with Environmental Protection Agency for the special areas, General Directorate of Natural Protection and Natural Parks, Dalyan Municipality, and Pamukkale University. And there's some operations too, ultrasound, another operations, and an X-ray of an injured turtle showing that there is a fishing hook in the esophagus, right here. And finally, a CT scan of an injured turtle. Okay, guys, thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Arslan. And our next presentation will be by Jada. I really love this topic, so I'm excited to hear again.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jada. I'm going to talk about migratory birds from Turkey to Africa. Let's start. With its unique position sandwiched between Europe and Asia, Turkey hosts tens of thousands of birds of different species as they migrate to Africa, Europe, and Asia, and several different spots around the world. And you can see some birds and storks. I will talk about birds, but wait a minute. Okay. The storks are probably the migratory birds which can feel the safest in Anatolia. In the countries which they cross the migration, they are hunted everywhere. However, they are known as pilgrim birds in Turkey, so that they are regarded as guests in Anatolia. The Eastern group, which comes also here into Turkey, spends its winters in East and South Africa. Yeah, you can see in the map the rotation. And the flamingos, the cutest one actually. On the migration path of various birds, one lake basin hosts flamingos in eastern Turkey. Also, it calls Alaturna in Turkey. Yeah, you can see flamingos and stork and eagle. With the aim of tracking these birds for research purposes, Turkish researchers follow with the amazing journey of the migratory bird of a boots eagle species, a medium-sized mostly, migratory bird of prey, spread over 9 countries in 6 months, traveling 20,000 kilometers. Yeah, you can see. And swallow. The most famous are long-distance migrants, such as swallows, which breed and turn the winter in Africa. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Jada. And our last presentation will be by Irmak.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm gonna be telling you guys about illegal hunting in Turkey. Firstly, due to its geological and morphological being, Turkey has a rich biodiversity. 80% of Europe's plant and animal species are represented in Turkey. This is a list of the endangered species of excessive hunting in Turkey. Some of the examples being the Mediterranean monk seal, wild boar, bezoar. And these are some of the pictures of those animals. Bearing capacity of the ecosystem. In chosen areas, inventory data are supplied that show the size of hunt animals' populations and dynamics, considering the predator effect and the number, sex, and age of the animals. Then the government determines the hunting season and hunting limits according to these data. And there are currently 12 mammals and 134 birds stated in Turkey as legal to hunt. And this is a map of Turkey showing the endangered bird species and their locations. Hunting tourism in Turkey. The Turkish government has a website where you can get a license to hunt in order to cull overpopulated species. But unfortunately, some species that are listed as legal to hunt are actually endangered species. And these are some examples of hunting in Turkey, and these are some world records. And last but not least, the fines for illegal hunting. So trading of a prohibited wild animal is 26,000 Turkish liras. That's nearly about $1,000. And this trade considers the meat, egg, skin of the animal as well. Usage of poison while hunting, you will serve 1 to 3 years of jail time. And then disturbing the ecological balance is 2 to 5 years of jail time. That was all. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you
That
very
was
much.
such a good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that was the last presentation of us. So thank you so much again for listening. And if you have any questions about the subjects, please don't hesitate to ask away.
Thank you so much. That was really, really informative, guys. You went into such detail and it was so amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting here like, this is amazing. I'm feeling kind of stressed now to go. Maybe we should have gone first so I wouldn't have felt like this.
Thank you.
May I ask a question for Leah?
Yeah.
You write the baklava is best. How can you know? Did you try?
Oh no, that was Jara. I said I didn't know you guys had
Oh, that was
tea.
me, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
said baklava is the best. Yeah, no. I've had it before on holiday one time. Yeah, so I just know from that experience. I don't think it was made by a proper Turk, but I mean, it was still really, really good. So I can't imagine how it is there in Turkey.
Okay. Where
can
did you
come
try? In South Africa or different place in South Africa?
No, it was actually when I was on holiday in the UAE, when I was in Abu Dhabi, and then they had a different, like they had a cultural event. So there was a whole bunch of different cultural food stalls and everything like that. So one of the tables had baklava and Turkish delight, and then the kebabs, but I didn't know that those were Turkish as well.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
I think Olcan wants to say something.
Can I get a group photo? Please
Yeah.
be
For,
friends.
you know, okay.
Open the
So
camera.
maybe for later, we would like to take a family picture.
Say cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Olcan.
Okay, let me stop my.
Can I ask a quick question? So I noticed in the presentations that there was lots of different cultures that exist within Turkey and a lot of different traditions as well. So I don't know if you guys find challenges as VET students, like managing, educating people who have like such a rich standing in their tradition, because obviously they've known one way and that practice has been taken for a long time. So do you guys find teaching about practices, especially with looking at the water animals as well as the illegal hunting trade, do you find it difficult to be able to teach people and make that process better? I don't know if that makes sense.
So who wants to answer it? Ceyda, Erdem?
This is
Do you
so
mean-
long questions, but
Yeah, we were thinking. So it's not our, native main language, so we have to think and answer.
yes.
Yeah, sorry, I had to make it a
Do you
bit
mean
complicated.
Can
educating
you,
foreigners or?
Can you
No, I mean,
ask
like, for
again
instance,
short version
Mm.
of your question?
yeah, so basically, just to make it short, do you find it difficult to teach the different cultures that are so used to doing something one way from tradition and from many years ago? Do you find it difficult to teach them how to do proper animal care and all of that stuff within as vet students?
So we have so many cultures. Actually, I don't think all of us know. We are still learning lots of cultures. So, like Altu mentions, we are combined of many cultures. So, yeah, it's so hard to, first of all, for us too, it's so hard to learn and teach someone. I get it right? Did I answer it right? Anyone wants to add something?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So actually, I'm from, for example, my family from Macedonia, and I'm Turkish. So we all have this kind of things in our bloodline. So like I said, it's many cultures. We still learning so many cultures in Turkey. It's so hard to learn and to teach.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you so much for answering.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is anyone to add something to my answer, guys? Ceyda, Altu, Yaren, Asya, Irmak, Arslan.
Yes, this is
Olca.
the finance answer, I think. But time is so close. I
If
think
you
we
guys
should.
want, yes, we can take a break and we can send you the link and come back and we can start a fresh beginning. We can make a fresh beginning.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Let's send you.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
See you in a minute.
I can't share my screen.
Altu.
So can
Yes,
you fix
now
that?
you can share your screen. Sorry, I forgot
Thank
to.
you. Okay, cool. So, welcome to South Africa. South Africa is the 24th largest country in the world. I'm not going to try give you the exact numbers, otherwise I'm going to sound like the ex-president who everyone made fun of because he couldn't say a string of numbers together. But as you can see, it's a huge country and we have like multiple biomes. There's oceans, deserts, temperate forests and everything. There's so much to do here that honestly, I think you could do anything your entire life and you would never get tired of it. So Ubuntu is a whole like idea that South Africa is built around, and it's basically I am because we are. And it's a cultural thing where I'll help you because you mean something to me. And it's really reflected in South Africa as a whole because we're all super friendly. You'll always be invited to come over for a braai, come have tea. And one thing about South Africa I have to share is that we don't take anything seriously. So even the really, really serious things we make a joke of. And for a lot of people, they'll be really uncomfortable by it, but it's genuinely just out of a good place in our heart. So South Africa is a multiracial and multicultural nation. And because of all the surrounding countries, it's just a mix of different people. So you get people from Lesotho, from Swaziland, from Botswana, from Namibia even. So it's almost like a meeting hub of everyone and all these different cultures and everything. So there's 12 official languages. Of these, sign language was most recently added. I can go through those. So the first one, Zulu, second, Xhosa, third, Afrikaans, fourth, Pedi, five, Soto, Southern and Northern, six is English, seventh is Tswana, eight is Tsonga, nine is Venda, 10 is Indebele, and 11 Siswati. So South Africa's past is equally as unique as the people call it home. Our Heritage Day is on the 24th of September, which we call National Bride Day because everyone just sits around at home, has a bride, catches up with family. This first monument is the Voortrekker Monument, and that's for all the original Dutch pilgrims, if I can call them that. Nicola, correct me if I'm wrong. But for all the Dutch pilgrims, then we have the San, who are the original people of the land, and then we have cave paintings. And one really, really nice thing about the cave paintings is you can go into, I think, 2 game reserves, and you can walk through it, and then you can go and see the original cave paintings as they are. And then here's some of the food that we have. It's quite a lot. So the one here on the left, I don't know if you can see my little pointer, but that's called a cook sister. The one at the top, the sliced meat, is called biltong. I don't know what that is on the rightmost side. I will not lie to you guys.
It's
I really
bobotie.
Oh, thank you, Chara.
It's bobotie. Yes, I think it's actually our national dish in South Africa. That's why there's a South African flag pinned into it. Yeah, so it's like a Cecilia, I might need you to help, but I think it's like mince and then like potato. No, I don't know.
Yeah, so basically it's you put mince at the bottom and then on top it's egg, and then you can have it with blatjang, which is chutney. So then it's kind of, and some people put apricot pieces in, other people put bay leaves. So it just depends on the recipe that you're following.
Oh wow, I even learned something today. The middle one is boerewors, which is bride. The bottom one with the bread and the stew inside is called a bunny chow, and it's not rabbits particularly. I think it can be anything. It's just its name. And then the bottom right is called a potjie. So one thing about South Africans is they live for sport. They live, they die, they breathe sport. And recently our women's team, Banyana, did us really, really proud in the Women's World Cup. Honestly, it was amazing to watch. And currently, all eyes are on our national rugby team to see if they can replicate their win from 2019. And here's a little did you know fact. that a South African invented the speed gun in 1992. And this is the one that they use in cricket and everything to measure the speed of the ball. So here's how we did in the Olympics, which was actually wonderful to watch. And then we have 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And my favorite, I won't lie, is the Cradle of Humankind, because I actually really, really like that. But there's so much to do in South Africa. Where is the next slide? Thank you. Okay. So the Cradle of Humankind. So it's declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1999 due to its significant archaeological and paleoanthropological discoveries found within its 12 sites. You can actually decide if you want to visit the museum, which is this big, what looks like this big mound of earth in front of you, or if you want to go into the actual caves where all the fossils are found. So they found, I think, 2 or 3 different hominid fossils in the cave, and they're still continuing to dig out more even now. So it's a really exciting place to go, and I'd urge you to definitely go into the caves. Then our big 5 is our leopard, our rhino, our buffalo, our lion, and our elephant. These are all found on our RAND notes, and here's a list of our big game parks. And one thing about South Africa is it has tons of wildlife, and it literally can cater to anyone. So if you like birds, I think there's almost 400 different species. You can like your big raptors or your small little bluebirds, or you can look at bugs if you want. There's a lot of bugs which aren't too great for me, but I'm very particular and I really, really like my wildlife. So the wild dogs, the rhinos and everything, it's really nice to come here and then just relax into it. But unfortunately, with all our wildlife comes all its problems, and we have a lot of wildlife that's under threat due to poaching. So all the animals on the slide are classified as endangered, and we have many different methods that we've tried to conserve them. And the more you try, the more difficulties you run into. And the most common one is the rhino poaching. And it's almost a catch-22 situation because no one can figure out a direct way to try protect the rhinos or to stop the poaching. But I recommend you guys watch the Strip documentary. It's about the war against rhino poaching. I think it was released in 2018. It's a really good documentary, and it really puts everything into perspective. And if you don't like game viewing, some of the really nice things to go do is to go to Sandton, which is the big city on the top left, or the little small picture there, which is Pilgrim's Rest. That's in Mpumalanga. It's kept the same since, I think, the early 1900s. So everything there is kind of, you get your old wash basins. It's an old little mining town. And then the bottom right is my favorite to go to, and that's Sun City. And it has Pilanesberg right next to it. So you can go on a game drive and then come and have high tea or go to the Valley of the Waves and everything. And then here's some other things you can see, which is some of our natural landscapes. Adam's calendar, which I didn't include here. Basically, the really, really cool thing about it is it's a calendar of little rocks, but it lines up directly, I think, with Stonehenge and something else across the equator. So it's really honestly amazing here. So thank you guys for all that. I hope that was entertaining.
Yes, it was. Thank you so much.
That was really informing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was amazing.
If you guys have any questions, please ask. Because I feel
Yes,
terrible. That was like 16 slides and you guys went in so depth.
your first slide, you put a map. It's South African map and some questions mark and stars on it. What does it mean?
I have no clue. I won't lie to you. I took that from another person's presentation, and I think it was just
Okay.
places that they haven't gone to. So like the question marks, they're like, what do we do
Okay,
here?
okay.
The stars, like
And
somewhere they really like.
the second things, you have a lot of wild animals. These wild animals is the part of your education, and yeah, I mean, you have learned in your education. Do you have an idea the wild animal part?
Yeah, so that it's really included into our academics. Jara's going to give the presentation now, but I'll just give you like a little heads up. So we learn from, I think, second year wildlife on its own, because it's so different from domestic animals, and how you actually have to make plans to accommodate wildlife. And then every year you learn more about, okay, you need to use this or you need to use that. And then I think we start getting electives. And throughout our entire vet course, you can go on dipping and darting trips. And one of the other societies offers wildlife trips. So you can go out with vets and you can work with wild animals. So it's really interactive, and it's really a lot of fun, I won't lie.
Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Anyone else?
Yeah, cool. I think maybe we should go into the other one, and then
cool.
we can jump in questions on both.
Let me do that one.
Just while Leah is putting up the next presentation that I'm going to present. So we actually recently just also added South African Sign Language to our official languages. Now we have 12 official languages, which also means that South Africa is one of, I think, 40 countries within the world that have recognized sign language as an official language, which is just quite cool. And then the second thing also is that as much as we have so many languages, I think Xhosa is the one that a lot of people associate with the South African region, just because it's the language with the clicks. So everybody thinks that that's where it comes from. But what's actually really interesting about Xhosa is that there are very few words, and you can actually go a whole conversation without having clicks. But then there are lots of words that do click a lot, like ixoxo elikabeni type of thing, where it, like, clicks a lot. And then I actually quickly Googled the history of bunny chow, because I was actually not too sure. So basically, South Africa has the second largest population of Indians, other than India. So in Durban, which is one of the areas in I think the southern part, close to the coast, we have a large population of Indian people, and in the Indian language, I'm not too sure which one, a banya is a person who sells stuff on the streets. So basically, they used to say, let's go get food from the banya, and then people then changed that from banya to bunny, and then it then became bunny chow, because it was like the chow, which is like food from the banya. So yeah, those are just some interesting stuff that I picked up while Leah was speaking. Okay, so this presentation is going to be on the academics. I hope everyone can actually hear me. I didn't even check. I just carried on speaking. So I hope everyone can hear me clearly. But if I don't get a heads up, then I will continue. So basically, we have a 6-year course that we run here at the University of Pretoria, which is done like throughout our time. So just an academic outline. The first year is done on our main campus. So you get like a bachelor's, as it says, which is basically like you do the same stuff that the animal science kids and the biological science people do, which is mainly focused around the physics, the chemistry, the molecular biology, and all of that stuff. And then as you go through the years, you do some more vet theory and practical, and then our clinics year starts halfway through 5th year until 6th year. Yeah. So going into more detail on first year, we mainly focus on modules that kind of feel a little bit still like high school, but obviously beneficial to the general learning. So that's more focused around like physics and chemistry. And what's nice about that is that we have different campuses within our university at the University of Pretoria. So our first year 1 is done on our main campus, which means that we get to interact with people from other degrees. And then when we move into second year, we go onto our vet campus. So in second year, we then start to get our hands dirty. It's a very practical year. You start learning how to handle animals. It's got a lot to do with everything that you that is right within the animal or that you need to identify as being correct. So it's how to correctly handle the animals, all the correct anatomy, all the correct physiology and all of that stuff. Because obviously if we need to know what's right so we can identify what's wrong. So that's a lot of what first year focuses on, and focuses on how to work with animals, which a lot of people actually don't have experience working with the range of animals that we have. So generally we will do our practicals with horses, pigs, sheep, goats, dogs. Did I forget anything? I think that's all. And cows. Oh, and the cows. Yes. Yes. And the cattle. Yes. So all of our modules are generally focused around the species of animals grouped in that manner. And then where we can group it further, then you'll group the ruminants and then all the others within their groups as well. But there are other species specific stuff that we focus on. Yeah. And then also another big thing of second year is also starting out what it actually means to do the more veterinary focused stuff as well, if that makes sense. So what we do within our years is that we stay within those animal groups. So we'll stay looking at the animals, and then as the years go on, we just focus on specific aspects of them. So yeah, as I said, this is everything that's right, including all the wildlife species. And we also have some modules that focus on aquatic or water and sea life, which is also quite cool. Yeah, and then on to third year. Oh, this is just, go back. Sorry. That was just a few photos of us working with all the different animals that we have and a couple of our car members. So all the different animals that we get to work with on campus. So all of the animals that are seen in the photos are on our campus and belong to the university that we get to do our practicals and practice stuff on, which is, yeah, such a privilege to do. Okay, now on to third year. So third year, then you start looking into more of what's wrong within aspects or what could possibly go wrong. So we look more into pathology that focuses on the anatomy that we learned in second year and how the anatomy can go wrong. We also start looking into pharmacology and all the diseases. And what's actually quite interesting about third year is the overlap that you see between a lot of the modules. But as it says there, you drown in theory because everything is just learning. It's just knowing the names of the diseases and the toxins and the drugs and yeah, all of the above. And because of our rich wildlife and also like diverse animal life that we have here, we also tend to see a lot more parasites within our Southern African region as compared to a lot of other places, purely because obviously they have more hosts to be on and more vectors to transmit through. Also, as well as the plant life, because our plant life is so diverse due to our different types of climates, we also see a lot of toxic plants that maybe never originated in South Africa, but grow very well in the area because of the diverse climate that we have here. So it generally opportunistically finds a way to grow very nicely here. Especially we see some issues a lot with the mass bird migrations. I know you guys spoke about some of the bird migrations from Turkey to Southern Africa. So if any of the birds were to eat anything toxic there and migrate towards here, because it's obviously a warmer part, then we then see like the introduction of new diseases and stuff like that. But yeah, that is a little bit on third year. And then the next slide is just like some photos and stuff as well of all the different aspects that we engage in on third year. And it's the first year where you really start to use a stethoscope. So it's quite exciting for us to be able to engage in practice in that manner. Yeah. And then moving on to fourth year, this is where everything becomes very real. So in fourth year, you tend to focus a lot on the small animals and the equines or horses part of things. This is also the last year that you will work on, have theory classes on small animals and on horses or equines, because you'll hear when I go into fifth year what is touched on then. So after this moment, the next time you work with any of this information will be when you start your clinical rotations in the hospital on campus. Yeah, so there's a lot of focus on surgery in fourth year, basically touching on all of the common surgeries that come in, all of the methods of surgeries, the tools you'll use in surgery. So they do go into quite a lot of detail down to like the threads of the different screws and the plates and the the types of metal you'll use for that as well. But another thing that's really nice is that because both equines and horses are medicine and surgery, there is some overlap in that sense as well, which can be quite cool, as well as if you look down as well, the rest of the modules in terms of anesthesiology, diagnostics, and then the diagnostic pathology as well, really then do tie in together, because when you talk about surgery, you need to understand the imaging and the anesthesiology behind it. So there is quite a lot of overlap. So the way that a lot of our years are set out is actually quite nice, because you end up going through stuff a lot more within that same year, which helps you learn it. Yeah. So that's on our 4th year. And it's also the first year that you officially do rectals. So the main part about what people think being a vet really is. So yeah, these are some of our, again, COM members and previous COM members, and some of our campus cows that are in our crushes. So our campus is quite big, and we are very fortunate to have the facilities to be able to perform a lot of the practicals in a practice manner that's not just for the first time on like clients or private animals, let me say. Yeah. And also in the top right-hand corner, I just want to mention we have what is called our skills lab, which is very cool because it's basically a lab that was developed that simulates what it would be to work with real animals. So we have a whole bunch of cows that have been modeled to allow us to be able to practice and perform rectals and understand what needs to happen. There's also different models of like dogs and cats that have open abdomens that you can simulate doing a surgery on, which then gives you the element of being able to practice without having to worry about causing any harm to a live animal, as well as the models being so advanced that they even have mechanisms where you can draw blood from them, which is what is happening in the top right-hand corner, where it's very cool that you're able to actually simulate inserting the needle into a vein and being able to draw blood or being able to administer medication to allow you to practice without obviously inserting a needle into a live animal, because you're obviously, with animal welfare, we want to get the best practice, but obviously with keeping the animals safe and also as happy as possible. Yeah. Okay. So 5th year is your official last year of theory within a classroom learning environment. And as I said in 4th year, 4th year was the last time you worked with small animals and equine. And in 5th year, that's when you move on to where you focus mainly on ruminants as a module, pigs, poultry, and then you also have a wildlife module. So this is really just more focused learning on those other modules, and also learning it within which is really cool, within a production mannerism. So basically, like, they get to learn and understand what it means to care for and the health of the animals within a production setting. So when we go out into practice, we understand from that basis. And also in the wildlife module, they do a lot more focused wildlife work, which also goes into detail about like darting and wildlife medicine, and also wildlife management as well, because with a lot of our poaching and stuff like that, which Leah spoke about, we also have lots of farms that try to like combat the poaching by breeding like rhino or cheetah or stuff like that, which means that you obviously, us as vet students and becoming aspiring vets, have to have knowledge on what the best practice is for that, because there's no point in trying to breed an animal to save them but doing more damage. So there is a lot more focused around that as well as also a lot of focus around the general hunting aspect, because hunting is a very big thing in South Africa. So focusing on how best to, like, what are the best practices for hunting, what are the legalities around it, and all of that stuff. Yeah, so that's 5th year. And then halfway through 5th year, then you move into clinics, which is when you start your clinical rotations, but I'll speak on that just now. Another cool thing that we do in 5th year is what's called the feedlot challenge. So basically, this year it was done with sheep, but in previous years it was done with cows. So the photo that's in the very center is of 5th years. I think 2 years ago they were doing a feedlot challenge. So basically they get split into groups, and each group gets a bunch of cows or sheep, and basically the aim is to try and give it the best production management and grow them as best as possible to be able to allow us to understand what it means to be in the production sector, and also what it means to work in the best possible way to not cause financial wastage, but also not what's the word? Like not give the animals the bad care, if that makes sense. I don't know how to put that into better words, but yeah, just basically making it important for financially sustainable, but also good animal welfare as well. That's what I was getting to. Yeah, so that's a little bit about 5th year. And then halfway through 5th year, as I mentioned, and going into 6th year, we have clinics. So what's really cool about the way that our clinic is set out is we have a hospital on campus. That's our academic hospital. And within the hospital, there is a bunch of different departments that have specialists in the field. So specialist clinicians that have obviously graduated and specialized in those fields that then are able to teach the students what's best on each practice. So there's different types of rotations that you get. Some of them are core rotations, which is like the rotations you have to do and that are compulsory, and then you get elective rotations that you can choose to do, and if you choose an elective, then you get more weeks within that specific area that you've chosen. And what's really nice about it is that within the different species groups, there's also stuff that's been it is a 6-year degree. It actually used to be 7 years, and they've cut it down now to 6 years. But what they do is that they've broken it up into different types of practices within that manner. So you get the medicine, which focuses on the diagnostic and the treatment of stuff that's like non-surgical treatment. And then you get the surgery department. Our outpatients department is like our general ward, I guess. And then all the way down into the others. And at the bottom, you'll see we also have a wildlife week, a technical week, and a field week. So a few years ago, we built we built a BOMA on campus, which allows us to have wildlife patients come into the hospital, which is really cool. And the BOMA basically simulates a sort of environment that they're more comfortable and more used to. Obviously, it's not as much space, and it is still a little bit stressful, but it's stimulated to make it as comfortable as possible. And we've seen some really cool animals come in. I think we've had rhino and lion and cheetah and tigers and the gorilla, 2 white tigers, and then a whole bunch of like little buck as well that have come into the hospital as well, and caracal and African wild cats. So we're very blessed to have that facility where we can treat the animals in that sense. And also because of that facility, we were able to perform an MRI on a rhino to help with the diagnostic issue that the practice that was dealing with the rhino couldn't really work with. And then on the other hand, we also have other rotations that are more tailored towards the other animals in general. So for instance, with pathology, we have a pathology hall and the 2-week pathology rotation where you'll get cases that come in and you need to perform the postmortems or necropsies on them and write reports under the guidance of specialized pathologists. But what's really nice about that is that it gives you an idea of how to get into the diagnostics from that sense. And then you also have private practice, which I think is a 6 weeks of private practice. So that's basically giving you the opportunity to choose a practice outside of our campus and outside of what we offer, and basically practice under a different vet. And what's really nice about that is that it gives you a feel into something that's not just what we do on campus, it's what's also done outside. And the vet just has to sign off, and there's specific stuff that you have to do within that rotation. And I think one of the rotations that seem really cool is the Shuvukani or National Park rotation, and that's basically a week away in the Kruger National Park where you get to work with a whole host of animals there, but it's mainly actually focused around public health and treating the communities that surround the game reserves in that area, treating all of the animals within that area. And then the next slide is just a couple photos as well of stuff that we do within the hospital and some of our patients. So the top left-hand corner is the entrance to the hospital, and the bottom right-hand corner is our equine hospital with some patients. And yeah, we have lots of space on campus, which is really great because it means that we get to see so many different types of patients and get to work with them. Oh, Cecilia, thank you so much. 40 core weeks at the hospital, she says. Yeah, but I'll read that just now. And then the next slide is just a little bit more information about our campus and IVSA in general. So we are actually the only veterinary science faculty within South Africa. And also because of our rich wildlife history as well, we also attract a lot of international students as well. So it's a very competitive degree to get into. Yeah, and we hosted the 66th IVSA Symposium, which was really, really cool. And just to quickly touch on it, in the top left-hand corner, we have our rock climbing wall, but basically just around that, what's also really nice about campus is that we have things that are not academic related that we still can do. So we really pride ourselves in our sports and our culture, and we have a lot of different societies such as also IVSA, as well as other societies that we can join and do stuff that's sometimes centered around animals, other times just focused on giving us things to do that are non-academic, which is obviously really important for balance. Yeah, and then just some of the stuff that we as IVSA South Africa get up to. We recently just had our campaign of Read My Lips, and it's basically a campaign against sexual violence. And yeah, it was really cool to be able to also donate a whole bunch of stuff through to another society that is going to do some community work in Lesotho very soon. Another thing we do is Maverick, which is basically a collaboration with our medical campus within our university. And we got into the rural areas, and we perform veterinary-based work on the animals, and the medical doctors will perform like human-based medicine stuff to the people that need it. And it's really cool to be able to work alongside with them and help the community holistically, like help the animals and the people. And then also obviously all the exchanges such as this. And we've also just recently had an in-person exchange with the IVSA Madrid. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that we do within here, as well as also our OP primary tutoring facilities, which some of our members go out to our local primary school, and we just get to teach them every Wednesday on different activities. And we've also started doing more practical life skills as well, which is a really cool idea. We've also hosted a couple of snare removals with our wildlife influence. We have lots of snaring and lots of illegal poaching. So we go around to different game reserves. We actually have one this weekend as well, where we go out and we just go look for snares so that we can remove them before they happen. And then we have a company that actually takes those wires that people use to make snares, and they make jewelry out of it. I actually have one of the rings, I'll show you later. But yeah, they make jewelry out of it to be able to sell it and then raise funds to assist the operations of removing snares. And lastly, we collaborate as well with one of our other societies and on a conservation week, and basically just raise awareness about all the different ways we can promote conservation and protect all the creatures around us. Yeah, I think that is all from our side, and that is all I wanted to touch on. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Before questions, our time limit is coming to an end, and our social media presenter wants to say something. When we come back, we can ask questions. Sure. Is it okay?
Perfect. Social media feedback is very well, especially from Instagram comments and likes. Thanks for everything, every comments and likes. Let's take a break for 2 minutes. See you again.
Perfect.
2 minutes.
And then we can ask questions. I think we all have a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Okay, let's come back. Okay, I think we're all here right now. And okay, yes. Okay. Olcan, are you ready? Are we live right now? And I'm back. So,
Just before we go live, if there are any, or maybe I should say when we are live, I'm happy to take comments from the YouTube people that are viewing as well. I was just there and I saw that there are a couple people. So if anyone can translate the Turkish comments, if you can.
yes. Okay,
we'll be happy to.
let's open YouTube. I don't open it. Okay, let me open it. I'm just opening. Did anyone open before me? Ceyda?
No, I'm trying to open too.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Okay. They are sending, they're saying you're amazing, congratulations. IVSA still continuing to having differences. It's an amazing program. Thank you. Lots of them saying they're so excited. And our teacher says she's proud with us. And I guess lots of them are sending you their loves. Okay.
I will send you the link of the YouTube after this presentation. You can watch if you want.
That's
or
great.
You can read all the comments.
Perfect. Okay,
So
do any of you guys have any questions?
I don't have a question, but I want to say that I'm amazed with your faculty system. It's amazing and it's very different from ours. You know, we have 5 years of college and you have 6. It's for me so huge differences. But you have so much experience in school life, I guess, and we just have we just go to hospital 3 to 5th year, 3rd to 5th years of our system. And when I see yours, I'm just amazed with your system, and I don't know what to say. I'm just in shock. I can't even talk.
I want to add
wants to add
something.
something?
Yeah, I want to add something. When you first start your slide presentation, I thought all the lessons are similar to our faculty in our country. But when you continue in your presentation, I thought that, oh, our faculty is 5 years in Turkey. And actually, when it's 5 years, it's getting harder to graduate, actually. But she said that it has to be like 7 years, and I was shocked too.
Yeah, so it's 6 years
Our
studying,
faculty is 5
and then you
years.
do 1 compulsory year for the government, and then you can practice, basically.
Well, in our system, actually we have the same lessons, because our faculty is actually the only faculty in Turkey who has accreditation. But like we say, we have 5 years and 1 mandatory internship in the middle of 4th to 5th years. And that's all. I think your system is very, very fuller than ours, actually.
I'm actually
If I
shocked you
can
guys
add
have
something.
5 years. I don't even feel ready for my clinical rotations next year. I couldn't imagine graduating next year. That would be scary.
Yes. And
Can I
to
add
know
something
we'll
quick?
be graduated.
I think also just in South Africa, as Jara mentioned, we do have a lot of infectious diseases and tropical diseases and toxic plants, and that does take up quite a lot. Like, that's an entire year where all we do is, okay, your pharmacology as well, but infectious diseases, internal, external parasites, toxic plants. And for me, it was the worst year because it was just a whole lot of theory. And I think also, how many weeks do you guys spend in the hospital? Because if you spend 3rd year, 4th year, and 5th year in the hospital, then surely you guys also have a lot of hands-on and practical aspects.
Ceyda, can you answer this question? My dog barking right now, and I don't think.
Yes. Actually we spent 2 years in faculty. It's fourth and fifth years, and we think this is not enough. And actually, Tuna is trying to say this, it's not enough, but your system looks much better than ours. So we like it. Yeah, we really like it. It sounds
Come do
amazing.
an externship here. Come do like one clinical rotation.
Yeah.
Did you guys answer the question? Okay. No? Yeah.
I didn't get it because of my connection.
No, she was just saying you guys must come do a clinical rotation this side. We actually have a lot of international students that come down and spend like 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, and get to work in our hospital on campus and yeah, be with the clinic students. So if you guys want to, that's something really cool to look into. Yeah. Yeah, I just actually found a couple photos as well of stuff on campus that are quite cool to show. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen and then we can have a look at those quickly and then, yeah, take some more questions from there. Let me see if it,
It sounds
think,
good. It sounds good.
let me just see if I can get it to share. Oh, sorry, it's not letting me add the screen. It's a host specific thing, but yeah, you can definitely send some of the photos on there. Please.
Tuna, can you give permission, please? Oh, she was just.
I'm so sorry. I thought I just think. Okay, I know.
We need permission to share
Yes,
screen.
yes, of course I did.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No, you can share your screen, I guess.
Let me see if it's gonna let me share. Oh yes, I can share the screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so this is our wildlife boma when it was first built. Yeah, this is just some students that are standing in there. So it's quite a big space that obviously allows us to accommodate for lots of animals, and it's very closed off just to allow the animals not to be too exposed to the outside of what's happening around the campus. Yeah, but now we planted grass and stuff like that within the boma where the sand is now. So that obviously allows the animals to be able to graze or just to feel more like it is within the bush life. And then the next photo is the MRI I was talking about with the rhinos, which is really cool. And what we get to do, we have a diagnostic imaging section of our hospital. So this was just a really cool presentation that we got to do with the rhino. And then this is our horse or equine surgery room, and we get lots of colic surgeries that come through here. I don't know if colic is also a big thing for you guys, but we see quite a lot of it on our side. So it's really nice to have a surgery room specifically for equines that allows us to perform such surgeries. And then this is just another one of our doctors performing a surgery on another exotic species that we had. And then this is the skills lab I was telling you guys about, which allows us to be able to perform procedures on animals without doing it on a live animal. So it's a model. So I just want to zoom in here. This is the horse model I was telling you about that allows you to draw blood and actually administer medication as well to a model that obviously won't have any welfare issues surrounding it, which is really cool. So if you actually draw from it, like the blood will come out of the vein where she is inserted in at the moment. So it's a really cool way of just being able to practice the procedures. And then the model on the side is the rectals model, which just allows you to also understand exactly what you're meant to feel within the whole rectal procedure. And then this, oh, sorry, I downloaded two of the same ones. Yeah, and then this is just, if we look in the background of there as well, sorry, those are the dogs that I was telling you about that allow you to perform the surgeries as well. And you'll see it's very much simulated to how it would be in a clinic. So you'll see the drip lines in the background as well that really just allow you to simulate the models in the best way possible that actually makes you feel like you're working with a real animal, just without all of those issues of worrying about hurting them or anything like that if you do it wrong. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that to just give some context to what I was telling you about.
Thank you, Jai.
Wow,
Sure.
I just say wow.
Thank you
It
so
was so
much.
impressive.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sure.
Can
Yeah,
I
so
ask
is
a
there
question
anything
quick?
from you guys? Of course.
So we have about 180 students per year group. How big are you guys? And then just another question, like Jari mentioned, we focus on ruminants and it's quite a big thing. Like that's all you do in 5th year. And obviously we have wildlife, pigs, poultry, and then small animals is another big one. What would you say, what do you guys focus on the most? Do you have any species specific things that you do? Oh, and equines, but yeah, what do you guys focus on?
In each, class, in each year, our faculty takes, I think, 120 people, but with, cons and pros, it's almost 150 people per year. And we are actually very crowded faculty, that's why. And in our hospital, we generally take care of mostly cows, cats, dogs. We have a equine part too, but we are near a horse hippodrome, so that's why they have their special veterinaries, so they don't need us. But we all have all animals hospitals separately in our faculty. And anyone wants to add something? Jada, maybe you can add.
Yes, mostly domestic animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes horses came, and mostly domestic.
Yeah. Jada and I, we are actually this year we are the seniors, so that's why I'm always asking her, help me if I'm saying something missing.
No, you didn't miss anything. Oh, did you say birds?
Sometimes birds coming,
yeah,
but they're generally, wild birds. Actually, we are the biggest hospital in that area in Turkey. That's why we always have an interaction with wildlife too. I think last year we had a bear and owls always. What did you see, Jade? More. And I don't remember any kind of wild animal, but we have a part for that too. But I think you look wild animals more than we know, and
Yeah, last week a fox came to hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, the wildest thing.
That's so cute, man. With your guys' campus, are your student accommodation close by? Because with us, we basically have student accommodation on campus. So it's almost like a 200-meter walk till we get to like the lecture hall and the clinics and everything. So I just wanted to figure out if you guys are the same.
It's not that near, actually. We have a few dorm apartments, like that the students can stay for girls and boys. How many do we have? I'm not really sure. And some of us,
two or three, I guess, dorms
yeah.
in the campus, right, guys? 2 girls, I think.
I'm not really sure. Yeah.
No,
And some
ma'am,
just have their own.
Olcan says 3.
I will just if he says it's we have
Mhm,
3
it's
dorms in
true.
our campus. And go on, Irma.
But it's not that near to the faculty. So, for example, in one dorm, you need to take a bus, like a 10-minute ride to get to the faculty. Yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Yes, because our university it has largest area in the Turkey, like campus. Yeah.
It's a really big campus.
Yeah.
We are the biggest, university, third biggest university of Turkey, actually.
Third or second, I don't know.
Third, I remember as third. Yeah.
Yes, we have too many bus stations in our university.
So our city is not alive without us. So the city, it depends on students, actually. If we are not in a city, it's that city. If we are in the city, it's alive. You can find lots of things to do, but it depends mostly on students. So, but it's a small city, but very big university we have. Actually, we all of us are not from that city. We all go to that city from different areas. Like, for example, I'm from the capital, and lots of them from Izmir, Diyarbakir, I guess Istanbul. Just Arslan is in that town right now, but he's not actually from Elazığ.
Girls, do you know Mesopotamia? Did you hear about that? Something? Mesopotamia.
I've heard of it before, yeah.
Yeah. Elazığ is the nearest city, one of the nearest city near the Mesopotamia. And we have a very big campus area, and I don't know what. No, it is not Olcan.
Olcan is from Elazığ, so he always protects the city. We can even say anything bad about the city. If we try to say something bad or humiliate the city by saying something, he would, stand against to us. Like you can see, he joined the chat right now. He would stay against us, and he would argue with us for hours if we try to say anything bad. So he's writing something about how beautiful the city is right now, I think.
There's a saying in Turkey that Elazığ is actually the Paris of East. So he wrote that in the chat.
By the way, Olcan is from Elazığ, but he's not even living in Elazığ. So I don't think he can protect someone.
I think just one other interesting thing about our campus that I think it might have been mentioned, but Jara mentioned that our first year is on main campus, and that's about half an hour's drive from here. But our campus is separate, and it's only veterinary and veterinary nursing students. So everyone that stays in this residence on this campus is a vet or a vet nurse student, and we're one of the biggest reses of our university. So our residence has 700 rooms. So yeah, just an interesting fact.
Don't have that kind of a thing, so it's really interesting.
I also have another question for you guys. I did speak a lot about the fact that we have animals on campus that belong to the faculty that we get to do our practical work with. Do you guys also have access to campus animals as well that you get to do stuff with as well?
Actually, to be honest, we don't have really that much animals in the campus. We have a farm. If we want to interact with them, they take us there. Like if we have to do a raptor lesson, they would take us there. But in generally, we don't really have that much family always. Not family from animal that's always there at the time we want to see them. We always have, animals who are sick, who are trying to get better, but not for us to study. But in our canteen, we always have cats. but they're our canteens cat, they're our school's cats. They're not allowing us to, try to look at them. They don't even want us to touch them. They would generally scratch us. They're really wild cats. Anything wants to add some to me, guys? Asya, Ceyda, Yaren.
Asya said that. Yes, we have too many international students in Turkey. For example, Spain, Italy. But in Elazığ, they're not there.
Academic.
They're generally in Istanbul. They prefer Istanbul. They prefer the bigger cities.
Well, they do prefer bigger cities, but in our campus, I actually saw a lot of foreign students, exchange students, I think. Like they were doing some cultural thing, and I found that very interesting, to be honest.
Anyone wants to ask something from our team to other friends, guys? Let's ask something.
How many veterinary faculties in South Africa, we have a lot of university, and each university have their own veterinary school. I think we have 20 veterinary school in Turkey, but probably you have one or two less. I mean, one? Wow. We have a lot of, and commonly they learned same thing, but actually you have a lot of lessons, practicing lessons. We don't have much practicing lessons, and we have to accept your education is better than us, I think, because we are learning same things in the pre-clinic lessons, but your clinic lessons are so much big and extent. And if you share the Almedi's presentation to us, I want to show my other friends your educations and give you information about your educations and schools, because his presentation is so good and inspired me so much. That's all.
Yeah, so we do have quite a few universities. Oh, sorry. We do have quite a few universities, but only this university offers veterinary science, which is why they mentioned that it's so competitive, because it's the only, so our university and then the University of Namibia are the only two universities in the whole Southern Africa that offer veterinary science. And the University of Namibia only takes in 30 or 40 students per year. So their 30 or 40 and our 180 are the only options for the whole Southern Africa. And then we have international students that take up probably about 10 or 20 of those spots. So yeah, it's quite competitive here.
I guess, yes, it is. It's very competitive.
Is there any questions from the chat? I guess you're answering them, right?
Yes, we are answering.
Okay, that's amazing.
Would you guys want to see our faculty video? I've just found it on YouTube as well. It's just a tour of how our whole campus in general looks and stuff like that.
Okay, we would like to watch.
So then could you open the Google Maps in Pratt University or our faculty? Maybe we can show
ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olcan just sending me that, by the way.
Okay.
We can show them after.
Yeah, we'd love to see yours as well, please.
Okay.
Okay, let me get this on again. And then just let me know if the sound works, because it's obviously playing for my device. I just want to make sure that it's working. Can you guys see?
I think your faculty is very big.
Yes,
Yes,
and
such
it's
a nice
beautiful.
It looks, yes, it's a big campus.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's really cool. We really love it. Yeah, well, at least I do.
Yeah. I think you guys too lucky.
I think too. If you guys want, we can present our faculty too, but it's Turkish, but we have subtitles, so I don't think it will be a
Yes.
problem. Okay, it's okay, right? What's our idea? I don't know. No. Okay, I can find. I found. Okay. Okay, we have to, Oh.
Tuna, I can't hear the voice actually.
Really? How should I do that?
I don't know.
Does the voice
And
really matter? Isn't
okay,
it Turkish anyways?
If you
You
guys want,
can-
you can open it. I can send you the.
yes, it's
Okay. I'm sending you. Okay. Do we have time, right, guys?
we have 7 minutes.
7.5 minutes.
Okay, I think. Okay, I sent you. I can find it.
Let's give hi to Bıdık.
Hi, Bıdık.
Can you hear the sound of the video?
Yes, we can hear it.
Okay. I will. We don't have a subtitles in this video, Tuna. Is it the correct one?
No, it's not.
You have to say subtitles open and automatically.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, if you do that, it will have. Yeah. Come on. Oh, did you find? Okay.
Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü burada kaliteli bir eğitim almak ve iyi bir gelecek kurmak için ihtiyacınız olan her şey var. Hem teorik hem de uygulamalı eğitimdeki tecrübe ve deneyimleriyle alanında üstün başarılarını ispat etmiş akademik kadrosu, mesleki gelişiminizi en iyi şekilde sağlayacak laboratuvarları, tam donanımlı hayvan hastanesi, uygulama çiftliği, kampüs dışı uygulamalar için mezbaha, tavukçuluk tesisleri ve hipodrom bunlardan sadece birkaçı. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü burada Ulusal Veteriner Çekirdek Programı ile uyumlu, ulusal ve uluslararası 2 ayrı akreditasyon kurumunun onayını almış, eğitiminin kalitesi tescillenmiş bir eğitim sistemi var. Mezun olduğunuzda ihtiyacınız olan bilgi, beceri ve yetenekleri kazanmak için burada her şeyi bulacaksınız. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü fakültemiz hem uluslararası EAEV hem ulusal VEDEK akreditasyonuna sahip akredite bir fakülte. Bu akreditasyon belgeleriyle kanıtlanmış eğitim sistemimizle yetişeceksiniz. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü The European Association of Establishments for Veterinary Education akreditasyonu sayesinde mezun olduktan sonra diplomanız bütün Avrupa Birliği üyesi ülkelerde geçerli olacak. Yurt dışı kariyer olanaklarından diploma denkliği sorunu yaşamadan yararlanabileceksiniz. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü burada kaliteli bir veteriner hekimlik eğitiminin gerektirdiği modern altyapı imkanlarını bulacaksınız. Diğer hekimlik mesleklerinden farklı olarak veteriner hekimlik mesleğinin sorumlu olduğu canlı türlerinin sayısı ve uygulama alanları oldukça fazladır. Veteriner hekim adayları olarak çok kapsamlı bir veteriner eğitiminin yanında hayvansal üretim, hayvan refahı, halk sağlığı ve gıda güvenliği alanlarında da eğitim alacaksınız. Mezunlarımızın temel veteriner hekimlik becerilerini kazanması için tüm bu alanlarda yeterli uygulama yapabilecekleri altyapıların hepsi fakültemizde mevcut. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü burada klinik bilgi ve becerilerinizi kazanacağınız gelişmiş bir hayvan hastanesi bulacaksınız. Küçük hayvan kliniği, ruminant kliniği ve at kliniği başta olmak üzere tüm hayvan türlerine sağlık hizmeti verecek şekilde tasarlanmış, hayvan refahı ve biyogüvenlik bakımından Avrupa standartlarına uygun 7 gün 24 saat acil servis hizmeti vermekte olan hayvan hastanemiz var. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü Elazığ ve çevresi başta sığır yetiştiriciliği, koyun keçi yetiştiriciliği olmak üzere hayvancılığın gelişmiş olduğu bir bölgede kurulduğu günden beri hayvan sahiplerinin fakültemiz kliniklerine olan yoğun ilgisi, öğrencilerimizin çok farklı hastalık vakalarını görmelerine ve klinik becerilerinin yüksek olmasına imkan vermekte. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü kanıta dayalı tıp eğitiminin ilke edinildiği fakültemizde Modern, ileri teknoloji teşhis altyapıları mevcut. Ön teşhisten kesin teşhise kadar tedavi protokollerinin oluşturulması ve uygulanmasına kadar tüm aşamalarda radyoloji, tomografi, endoskopi, USG'ler, teşhis laboratuvarı, operasyon salonları, hayvan refahına uygun donatılmış hospitalizasyon alanları, biyogüvenlik önlemleriyle iyi klinik uygulamalarına uygun klinik eğitimi alacaksınız. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü burada hayvansal üretim ve hayvan sağlığı ile ilgili eğitimleriniz için süt sığırcılığı ünitesi, besicilik ünitesi, koyun keçi ünitesi, atçılık ünitesi ve yumurta tavukçuluğu üniteleri ve gelişmiş bir uygulama çiftliği bulacaksınız. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü burada gıda kaynaklı hastalıklardan tüketicileri korumak için çiftlikten sofraya gıda güvenliği stratejisiyle uyumlu hayvansal gıdaların muayenesini yapma ve gıda güvenliğini sağlama ile ilgili kesimhane ve laboratuvarlarda uygulamalı eğitim imkanı bulacaksınız. Neden Fırat Veteriner Fakültesi? Çünkü veteriner fakültesinde eğitim hayatınız Türkiye'nin en güzel, en yeşil kampüslerinden birinin tam ortasında geçecek. Sadece akademik değil, birbirinden farklı mesleki, sosyal ve kültürel etkinliklerin içinde yer almak istiyorsanız doğru yerdesiniz. Fakültemizin öğrenci kulüpleri sizleri bekliyor. Ulusal ve uluslararası çok çeşitli etkinliklerin içinde yer alabilirsiniz. Bu etkinliklerin kariyer gelişiminize etkisini siz de fark edeceksiniz. 68'i profesör olmak üzere 1118 kişilik tecrübeli, deneyimli, ulusal
Yes,
ve
I notice. We have a 1 minute, so
Less
we
than a
request
minute. I think we need a
less than a
break
minute.
and we'll be back soon. If it's okay for you guys.
Do you guys not have class tomorrow or working in the hospital?
Just say again, please. No, I couldn't hear you. Is there anybody here?
Do you guys have class or like work shifts in the hospital tomorrow?
No, actually, we are in summer vacation. Do you have?
Yeah, I have class tomorrow.
Okay, if you guys want, we can end the exchange here. We're
No,
so
I think the others don't. I'm not sure.
it's okay. We really learned lots of things, I think, about each other's culture.
Mm.
And if it's okay for you two, we can end our exchange here. And we don't want to, stall your time if you have tests.
Luckily, I'm in clinics, so I don't have tests anymore, but the younger students still have tests every week.
Okay. So, Olcan, we will be ending the exchange here. So maybe we should say goodbye to live.
Okay, thanks for every friends. Thanks for thanks for South Africa veterinary students and now living watching France. I'm so excited. So sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, I am saying right. I don't know, but nice to meet you. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure for us.
Yeah, it was really great to meet you all, and thanks so much for sharing. I see that Leah hasn't joined yet, but just from South Africa's side, thanks so much for your time and efforts. And I know it's really late at night, but we really did love learning about everything and seeing your faculty and seeing your culture and how it's so different across the entire country, even the different dances in the different areas. It was just really great to see and learn everything. So
Yeah,
thank
we're
you.
so nice to meet with you two guys. Yeah, we would like to host you here too. If you ever think about something, let's communicate. Thank you I want to say thank you for all our team.
And Nicola
And
said,
good luck
thank
with
you
your
guys so
exams.
much. Your country is so beautiful. Can't wait to visit one day. Enjoy the holidays. And Asya Baykal said, we would love to visit and would be very happy to visit there. Yes.
Yeah, you guys must come and work in the hospital. I know Jarek said 2 weeks, but we do have externships that are 3 months and 6 months, so you guys can come and do some work here.
Yeah, we will like that.
Yeah.
Like we say, thank you so much. Okay, let's end our exchange here. We're sending our loves, and we can send messages from our WhatsApp group, I guess, and say goodbye one last time. Thank you so much, Cecilia, Nicola,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
We're so happy to meet with you guys.
Have a good night, guys.